Hello dear students. So now we are going to discuss a case study problem on trial balance. Okay. So do you know the rules for trial balance? Yes, can you say that?
Debit side, expense and losses.
Very good, very good.
Credit side,
Liabilities,
income.
Yes. So basically there are two rules. One is, so debit side will be mentioning assets, expenses and losses as you said. And similarly for credit side, liabilities, incomes and gains. So now I have a problem with me. So where the trial balance, here it is what prepared wrongly and we are going to correct the trial balance. Okay. So first one, let me ask one by one. So like you say that, say for example, if I'm asking capital, you should say whether it comes in debit side or credit side, right? So capital here in debit side, it is given as 22,000. So how will you correct this? So what is capital? Yes, since capital it is a liability, so we should mention that in credit side. So 22,000 that should be represented in credit side, right? Next one. So stock. Stock is a asset. So asset should come on debit side. So next one is datas.
So it should be mentioned.
Why datas is an asset?
They are liable to pay.
Yes. So where liable to pay, so that comes under liability position. Next one is creditors. Yes, credit side. Next one is what? Machineries. Obviously, machineries it is an asset. So assets means we'll be mentioning that on debit side. So next one is cash in hand. Yes, obviously cash in hand or cash at bank, whatever. So we can consider that as a assets. So that can be represented here in debit side. Next one is bank overdraft.
It's a liability.
Is a liability. So where we should represent here is credit side. Okay, bank overdraft. Next one is sales returns.
It should be mentioned in debit side.
Debit side. Why? See, sales, actually sales is a income, right? Purchase it is an expense and sales is a income. If sales is income means then sales return will be your
Loss.
if sales comes on credit side, then sales return should come on
Debit
debit side. So that way you should calculate. And next is one purchase return.
Credit side.
Credit side.
So purchase it is an expense means then purchase return will be your gains. So you should think in that way. And next is what? Miscellaneous expenses. Yes, directly it is given here as expenses. So without any doubt we can put that as debit side. Next one is what? Sales.
Credit side.
So sales return we discussed now. Similarly sales. Sales is a income. So credit side. Next is what? Purchases.
Debit side.
It is a expense. So expenses, so losses, whatever that can be represented in debit side. And next is wages. Yes, wages or salaries. Okay, so that kind of thing we can consider that as a expenses. So we can put it debit side. Next one is bills payable. Yes. So next is outstanding salaries. See, salaries is different from outstanding salaries, right? So salaries it is an expense. Next is what? Outstanding. You should not take that as expense. It is a liability, liable to pay.
So it's a credit side.
Yes, so credit side. Okay. So far we discussed capital, stock, debtors, creditors, debtors. Similarly, creditors. So that is the difference between these two things. And similarly, purchase, sales, purchase return or sales return. And all the expenses, all the incomes depends upon the item that what they asked in your question. So based on that, we should put it debit side or else in credit side. Similarly, salaries is different from outstanding salaries, right? So salaries, if it is considered as income, expenses, then outstanding salaries will be your liability. You should think in that way. So based on the rules, so we have to calculate this trial balance. So if at all in your question if they are asking you, so correct this trial balance in a proper way, we can calculate in that aspect. Clear? Thank you all.
Thank you.